Right, enough of that. Alright. So, tomorrow we have a patch. A big patch. Because it's new content. Incursions. Set gear. Checking audio. New content. Yes. There are some other big changes that weren't quite given out in those patch notes. One of which, well, not the patch notes, but the announcement. But if you dig through the patch notes, you will see that they're doing what they should have done to begin with, and that the name guys in the high-end dark-end zone, the dark zones, are now guaranteed to drop high-end gear and equipment. So they're trying to get people to go out and farm the gear from drops. Since this is a looter shooter, that's where the high-end gear, the gear that you should be using, comes from. But it's devolved currently in its state to where the best equipment comes from crafting. So everybody's just crafting, getting mats and crafting. To help that, other than the fact that the named guys are going to start dropping, guaranteed dropping high-end gear, the mat exchange is going to change. So where before, where it took 5 standard to create a superior and then 5 superior to create a high-end, now it's going to take 15 standard to create a superior, 10 superior to create a high-end. That's a magnitude huge. It's because it's 5 to 5, it's 25, right? So 25 to create a high-end right now. But 15 to superior, so that's 45 there. Or excuse me, 65 there to make 5. And then you need 15. You need 10 of those to make a high end. So 10 times 650. So you go from 25 green to create a high end to 650 green to create a high end. So that is huge. So guess what we're doing? Tonight before the patch hits tomorrow, I am getting gear. And there's a technique to do that by using your stash. I've already started. I took my high-end guy, went through the dark zone, and just filled my contaminated stash full of 30 purple items, right? And then I created a new character here. I went, picked up those 30 purple items out of the stash, well, after the high-end character took them out of the extracted part into the stash, because the stash, the inventory in the stash, is shared amongst your characters. So I took the new guy, took her inside, grabbed those 30 items out of the stash, and sold them
Isaac
for
can
cash.
map itself to each of the wings in the base and sync their progress, so we can have a bigger picture of what's happening here.
Items down.
And the more stable
We
this
sold
base
them
is,
for cash.
the better shape the city
Now,
will be in.
here's the big reason why we do it this way. Rather than break those items down, we switch them. We put them in the stash. New character picks them up and then sells them. Just sells them straight for cash. And then she winds up with 80,000 to 100,000 credits. And then since she is low end, the gear that she has access to from vendors,
Best in the bar right here.
it's also going to be low end and cheap. The thing is about these cheap weapons, whether they're level 30 greens that cost 10, 20,000, or level 4 greens that cost 298,
Good luck out there.
they still extract into 2 weapon parts. So why would I break down a $30,000 weapon for 2 weapon parts when I can break down 100 green pistols for 200 weapon parts? So you get my meaning. I just did a 1 pass so far. I filled up her pack, and then broke down, went and got the big guy, put those in your stash, get back on your big guy, he pulls them out, breaks them down. I had 56 weapon parts from that first pass. And she only spent about
Good luck out there.
6K. So I got a lot of way to go. So that's weapon parts. To get tools,
Want to see what I've got here?
Rikers
I
run
need to
that
buy
whole
weapon
area near
mods.
Lex.
So the cheapest weapon mod here is this extended mag. So we just keep buying them until we fill up her backpack. Actually, it might be a good idea to get her a backpack.
Believe
Craft
me,
her.
you got an amazing
Get on
deal.
the big guy.
I see nothing.
Craft her a backpack for her level, which is 4. That has more slots. Her current one. So let's
You looking for anything?
Current one has 31 capacity. So we'll see if we can craft her a level 4 backpack with more capacity. So She goes to the stash. She goes to her inventory. And she puts all of this into the stash. Not enough space. I think you put your weapon in there, darling, didn't you? Oh no, she had pistols left over from the last one.
This is an emergency services announcement. Remember,
Because the
personal
stash only has
hygiene
30
is important
slots,
in combating green
which
poison.
is weird.
Be sure to
When
wash as often as possible.
Your high-end characters have backpacks that carry 60, and your stash can only hold 30. Eventually, they've got to expand on that somehow. And that's her gear. So the stash was one short. It's full now. So we log out. We can possibly get a mic error, which I've already gotten a couple. And some people are calling this a glitch, but it's not. It's a feature of the stash. You can trade amongst your characters. It's just a matter of an equipment transaction between your characters. And you have to have a high-end guy to farm the equipment and get things started anyway, so you've already invested time and work. When I gotta try to do this as much as I can now before that patch hits and those exchange rates go through the roof. I'm doing weapon parts and tools because that's what the ACR pattern requires, or the ACR, the vector pattern requires. We still haven't rolled our God vector yet.
Nice to see the
Doing good
tunnels
work.
not flooded.
The
can't
big guy
let up
goes to
now.
the stash, and he pulls everything out.
I could help, you know. I used to be a
Actually, he didn't
Yeah,
have to. He
we're
can,
always looking.
well, if I deconstruct each one individually, that'll take forever. Just go ahead and put them in your inventory. Open up your inventory.
This is an emergency services notification. Any attempt to steal a weapon from a JTF operative will be dealt with harshly. Perpetrators will be removed from the
Get rid
secure
of all the
area
extra skins I've been
immediately.
saving up. Deconstruct.
This is an emergency services
Fix tubes.
notification. Rations will be distributed once daily at 0900 hours, with exceptions for children and the
Pistols.
elderly.
I took my Midas out to give us extra slots. And those two firearm mods. So the stash is empty. Empty! Alright, so let's see what we can do a level 4 backpack. She's got one that does 31. Level 4. Don't know. What does it take? It takes